All right. So since I had it pulled up, we're going to start with this just because I want you to hear it.
Cool.
You
The
like
churches in
Kratos.
my area are fairly left-leaning. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking.
I don't believe that God is partisan, but I also don't believe he's neutral on the issues. And I have yet to find a left-wing church that wasn't openly heretical on the issues. If you were sitting here saying it is okay for the government to use your tax dollars to kill babies in the womb, you are a heretical church. You have decided to elevate the policies of man or the current culture as it exists rather than being true to the gospel and true to scripture. And so I'm not going to sit under the teaching of somebody that the moment there's a conflict between culture and the church, they throw off the church, right? You're no longer a church. You're some sort of civic organization that occasionally meets. The church is not a building you go to. The church is the body of believers. And if you can't find a building that actually has a body of believers that are actually committed to the truth of scripture and willing to live that out in their lives and insist upon it, then you find other believers that believe that and you congregate, you meet, because that's ultimately the church. It's people, not a building.
I just thought that was good.
It is good, and I want to break that down because there's several pieces to that, and in part of it he's right, and in part of it I disagree with him. I don't want to say he's wrong because that's the wrong kind of verbiage for this. So there is an aspect of the gospel that he left out with this.
Yeah.
Specifically, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Right? Because he's talking about tax dollars, how the tax dollars are spent, and all of that. Now,
but he didn't say don't pay your taxes.
No, he didn't say don't pay your taxes, and that's not what I was getting at. What I'm saying there is we have to parse the difference between stupid first live thing.
As I go to mute mine as well.
Yeah. My oldest is running DoorDash. He's probably telling me he's on his way home.
Render to Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yeah, but if your church is actively endorsing the government policy of kill babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making the assumption that scripturally you're interpreting abortion as morally wrong. Okay, so that's
right.
That's the premise. In his worldview, as a Christian who's not heretical, you view abortion as morally wrong.
Right.
You cannot be a valid church and support abortion. Right now,
okay,
you can say we don't agree with abortion. We're going to proactively promote not doing abortion, but we understand abortion is legal and the government can do it with the tax dollars. Like, see, I want to separate the tax dollar bit.
Yeah. Well, he was making specifically an argument about, because the question was, the congregations that I find here aren't what I'm looking for. And he was saying,
yeah, but I also heard him say, if you agree with the government doing the government thing in any way, shape, or form, you're not Christian. You're a heretical Christian. And I'm like, that's a lot. That's the Caesar thing. Like, I can disagree with it. I can choose not to do it. I can lobby against it. I can, work to vote for people to change the laws and stuff. But I cannot, in good conscience, not let the government do the thing. Like, there's just a very slippery slope, fine line there.
So when it was totally legal to kill the slave that you owned, it was like
again, morally wrong,
right? But I think that's what
because we dealt with this. Christians dealt with this under Rome.
A church that was advocating that it was morally correct within the Bible to do this thing. He's just saying, maybe if that's not what you agree, find a different congregation.
Yeah.
So, like, I think,
and I think the bigger question there is, and I'm not trying to diss the guy because I like most of what he says, but I do think there is an important thing of the government does some of that, And then as Christians, we live under the government with our moral structure, right? I think that's an
Right.
important
No, obviously, but I don't think that's the point he was making.
No, but he was saying, like, every left-wing church is heretical, and I'm like,
is that not? I mean, if
it kind of depends on. Christianity's shattered, it's splintered, it's all over the place. So I would say personally, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but that's okay, every Baptist is heretical, because in that tradition, you choose to be saved as an adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
I fall under the more Catholic / Episcopalian / Lutheran interpretation that you're saved by grace through faith. No part of your personal action in any way, shape, or form has to do with anything in your salvation, not even the act of physically getting dunked underwater.
Yeah.
Right? Because the way I understand the sacraments, it doesn't have to happen for you to be saved. God's doing all the work, right?
Right.
So, and I'm not trying to pick on the Baptists. That's not my point.
Dude,
but
that's how it was in my church.
I've been to a Baptist church that has said, you've all sinned too much. It didn't take the first time. We need to rebaptize you all. And I'm like, whoa, that's even more heretical, right? But they would call me the heretic because they don't, the Calvinistic faith is different than that. Now, I think we can come together and put aside those, what I'm going to call minor heresies, for the greater good of the body that is the church that is out there. Because you also know I have personal problems with the hierarchical church, right? Like I've got my own personal story that goes along with that. So, and the other thing that I found missing in his statement, and again, he's addressing someone who's looking for a church.
Yeah.
Every church is going to fall short somewhere. Every church is going to be heretical in some way because we're all inherently sinful. That's kind of the premise of Christianity.
I think when you see some of the videos of some of these churches that have LGBT flags flying and the cross straight the thing, and they're up there advocating that you should go get an abortion, like you're starting to cross lines there for me. I was listening to a debate from a couple months ago where a woman was debating and they were going back and forth about abortion, and she basically is like, well, your life would have been better if you had aborted your kids, like because you got married and had a kid and then he left you, and then you got married to another guy and he beat you and then ran from the law, and then you got married to a third guy and you've been with him for 20 years. That makes you promiscuous.
Yeah, and see, to me, that is entirely a bullshit argument because...
hang on, let me
go ahead.
That makes you promiscuous, and if you had gotten them aborted, you would be less promiscuous. And you're like...
and that's bullshit because someone in theory could...
the kind of stuff that's being pushed in
because somebody could, in theory, tell me that because of the issues I've had with my ex, if we had aborted both of my children who I love and would not give up for anything, and I have spent a fortune fighting for,
it would have been better for you.
Then I would have a better life because I would have been able to have a clean break.
Yeah.
No, that's bullshit, right? It's like my boys are worth 10 times the heartache I had out of the relationship and the divorce and all the stuff and the 5-year depression I had to kind of work my way out of, and no, all of it was worth it for my kids. All of it.
Yeah.
So I don't buy that. I don't buy the now.
I don't.
Now the flip side of that is you and I both agree that there are situations where an abortion can be and should be appropriate, but
absolutely
it should be a case-by-case basis. That's kind of where we run.
What is it? It's the easy but rare, Is that what it is? It's like it should be easy to get one if you need them, but it should be really rare when
It should be
happens.
rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like
to me, abortion should never be easy birth control.
yes, agreed.
You know, and I think that's the premise I start from. Like, especially since there's so many other forms of birth control, right? You know.
I know.
But
All right,
I do appreciate the like. Now that being said, you know, I picked on the Baptists. If I was struggling to find a church in my area because I felt they were too liberal for whatever reason, I'd run to the Baptists first.
Yeah.
Like, because they tend to lean, I'd kind of overcompensate one way and then kind of work. Yeah. But, you know, hey, look, I'm being heretical Baptist again. I'm drinking a glass of wine.
We're bringing the Walkman back.
That is epic. That is awesome.
Maxell's doing it. The company, that's the dude in the chair with the tie blowing back.
The sound, the sound.
Yeah,
they've been around forever.
They've been around forever. They're bringing back the Walkman. It'll take regular headphones, but it'll also do Bluetooth headphones with an 11-hour battery. Like,
oh, man, is it now the one feature it has to have to be functional? And you millennials and younger ones may not understand this. It's got to have auto switch. It's got to have auto flip.
I assume it has.
But could you imagine if they bring it back and forgot the auto flip? Because you don't understand the pain, kids, of having to like stop jogging or running or whatever, take the thing out, flip it over, and stick it back in.
Dude, you know what was worse than that was skip protection on a CD player.
Never had one work worth a damn.
But it would just chew up your batteries. See,
oh, absolutely. That's epic. I can't wait. Like I
$90.
I want that, and I want the original Ninja Turtles soundtrack on cassette tape from the first movie. I want the Michael Jackson stuff, the Prince stuff, like Queen, all of that stuff. You can
find all this stuff. Cassette. You can find all this stuff so cheap at like Goodwills and places like that.
Mm-hmm. I almost I'm hoping they do new ones, because the downside to cassette tape is it does wear out, right? A lot of that. Yeah. I don't.
Well, dude, current artists are putting things out on cassette and record again.
Yeah. Yeah,
it doesn't say.
I bought several vinyls.
It doesn't say that it does flip, but
it's got.
How wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean
and it just went back to Japanese on me again, or China. Yeah, Japanese, whatever. But yeah, I thought that was cool. All right, have you been paying attention to this whole thing with these missing scientists and Air Force guys and stuff?
So you've mentioned it to me. None of it's popped up in my feed.
There's 5 dudes who've disappeared. Oh, and it's not. It didn't flip over. Hang on.
It was 2 last time I saw something about.
The last time let's see here. Let's do 5 missing. Let's just do UFO. Oh, I might have gotten. Well, they were lumping some other people together, like the MIT guy who got shot in that shooting not long ago, and like there's this dude and some other woman, and then their go-between has disappeared as well. There's those fake aliens.
Well, we have aliens and UFOs up. I have to share a proud.
Yeah, there's the other lady.
I remember seeing.
She made like alloy or something.
Yeah. So went to pick up my kid at the end of spring break because he spent spring break with his mom, and on the way back, he was like, "Hey, can we listen to a new podcast?" Because we listen to the Y-Files, right? We love AJ and we love the Y-Files. And I was like, I don't want to listen to this one because it dealt with like 3 stories of people who just went missing, and I listened to it this morning and it was kind of sad, and I don't feel like it right now. And he goes, "Yeah, I don't want anything sad. I want a good what did he say? I want a good shadow government UFO cover-up podcast." Like, I have raised a good 11-year-old. He knows what's important. He knows what he likes. Oh.
Yeah. No, which one did you play? Just the different Y-Files, or?
No, we listened to classic rock on the way on the way home, and he's like,
You should have
"Listen to
played
good
him
music."
that episode of the guy from the basement episode.
Those are too long, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it was
know.
only a 45-minute drive back. So the
Still
basements, like, I love the basement stuff he's doing, and I love how fast he's dropping them. But once he got started, he's got to wind down and go to bed. He's got school tomorrow. That's So, but I was just tickled that he's like, oh, I want it, because he was like, I want a good shadow government UFO. I was like, yes, he's even got the verbiage right.
All right, let's look at this. All right, this is just funny. So I just saw this earlier and I wanted to show it to you. All right.
Peace. Sell it.
So they're at the thrift store, and that's a jacket that she hand painted and gave as a gift to someone, and just found it at Goodwill, and she's all sad. Well, here's the thing: when you look at the jacket, I probably would have given it to Goodwill too. Like,
Yeah.
it's so terrible. And then it's got John 3:16 on the front. Like, now, never give it to the Goodwill in your hometown. You got to go somewhere else to get rid of that thing, or just throw it away. But sorry, it just made me laugh.
That's funny. No, that's funny. That's funny
You
stuff.
you got skunked. Oh, okay. Here we go. Do you know Ryan Long?
No, but I've probably seen his stuff before.
My favorite during the election was the attack ads. If you guys remember, they had a commercial and it goes, Kamala Harris wants to give sex changes to criminals. I watched that and I'm like, whoa, this lady hates criminals. Would stop crime a little bit, you know? Just in the courtroom, like, dicks are for good boys.
Well, you walk in, there's a little guillotine right there, just ready to go.
Oh no, just wait. Just wait.
Just a judge with novelty scissors. Guilty. Dicks on a spike outside the prison.
Oh, that's great.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That's great.
It's hilarious.
That's great. That made me think of the circumcision scene from Men in Tights, where he's got the little guillotine.
Yeah. Oh, I guess this won't open. But this is the article here. 5 missing scientists sends chill across America. 3 are dead. 1, yeah.
Now you got to wonder, like, is this the Chinese taking people out? Is this one of our enemies? Is this a shadow government? Or, like,
well,
could be
I mean,
anything
so
that's
if you
leading to
remember.
it. Oh, I lost you. I can't hear you. I think you muted. Nope. You're muted. It shows that you're muted.
The browser lost connection to my mic.
Yeah, it shows you're coming out the studio display right now. I can hear you great, though.
You could still hear me?
I can hear you, but you're coming through your display.
You hear me now?
Yep.
Is it better?
That's much better. Yeah, that was weird.
Okay. All right. I mean, if you remember when we had out what was it, Alton Forbes, something like that. I can't remember his name now. About MH130 that disappeared.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
That was all about
Ashton.
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 Thank you. The part of that theory was that there were a bunch of scientists defecting to China on that plane or something along those lines.
Well, and then there was that the Chinese woman scientist who, like, vanished for a while and then she came back and then she died. You know, like, there's been some weird stuff in and around that.
Well, there's also, and I'm sure it's just the things stacking up in an order, but there's been a lot of celebrity deaths all of a sudden.
Man, it's been a rough couple of weeks. It's been I mean, the problem is Chuck Norris has become the avatar of death now, and people are
there were people dropping before him.
They were, but now, like, he's supercharged. So, because I see Chuck Norris, that's a kind of a Highlander thing. He realized it was his time, so he took the Grim Reaper's head and absorbed his quickening. Yeah,
that
was my favorite meme.
it was one day. It was Chuck Norris and Nicholas Brennan from Buffy died the same day.
And then like today,
and then there was 3 in one day for me. The third person, and it's a weird connection, but Joe Green, the football player, died as well. Well, here's the weird part about this. My parents, when I got a teddy bear as a little kid, named it Joe after Mean Joe Green. And so like one day, 3 people from my childhood and it was just like, what
and then
day,
from the original Superman, the
woman just passed.
What's Miss
Tessmacher.
Thank you. Yeah, she just passed today.
Yeah,
it was either today or yesterday, but I saw that pop up
today.
on my feed.
Yeah,
it's been wild. Not to mention, the crazy apocalyptic World War III we're going through on top of everything else. Of course.
And the problem with that is it's so hard. I mean, I can't imagine Desert Storm. Let's just take Desert Storm. Like, there weren't 14 million different sources of information.
No,
like
there was CNN.
We probably weren't getting the truth, but at least we were getting one story that you could latch onto. And now, like, Israel's getting bombed. They're not getting bombed. They're blowing up Tel Aviv. They're not blowing. Like, it's just so hard to know what's actually going on.
Yeah, I want to show you because I want to promote this channel because it's been so good. It's out of Britain. Where is it? Come on.
Did you see that there was an explosion in Port Arthur?
No, in Houston. Right outside of Houston?
Yeah, one of the refineries blew. There's a big old fire.
Of course it's not.
At the Valero refinery. Shelter in place order. They're sorting. That was like 2 hours ago. Oh, here we go. The Epsteins serve the Rothschilds. Okay. I love Kurt Metzger. Which is this clip? Oh, that's not the best one. There was one. Hang on, I wrote it down. Where did I put that? Metzger was on here we go. Was on Danny Jones today. And what did he say? I don't know. I won't find the clip. Oh, what he was talking about was he was getting to this point of he said it feels like I'm being focus grouped. Like they're trying to figure out what the next psyop is going to be, and they can't figure out which one people are going to. So they're just sort of throwing out, well, maybe if it's UFOs, and what if it's this, and what if it's that, and if you believe that the media is run by the Goliath that controls everything. Have you watched War Machine yet on Netflix?
No, not yet.
With Alan Richardson.
Not yet. I want to.
That movie is a preparation for the aliens to attack. Like that is what that is like. You should be an Army Ranger and you should fight the giant war machines. It was a good movie. It was not a good movie. It was a really fun action flick that was way over the top and wholly and completely unrealistic. And I enjoyed every minute of it. Like, it was super fun.
Hold on 2 seconds. I'm getting my windows all sorted out so we can see them and everything. Okay, cool. So let me share this thing because I want to promote this channel.
I have to take mine off before I can put yours on.
There we go. Okay. So this guy does a whole bunch of stuff. He does mega projects. He does side projects. They're doing this new one called Warfronts. And it launched right before the war launched. And it has been amazing. Their breakdowns, their videos, what's next, how it's doing. They've been doing what's been going on. But one of the things that was really interesting is this one right here. The world's running out of air defense missiles. And they're getting into we haven't been in war production for a long time. We're running out of this. This is why stuff's starting to hit again. But one of the things that he has said multiple times which is terrifying when you think about it, is Israel, Iran, and the United States have basically been handling this war with kid gloves. Like they haven't taken the gloves off. Like they really could, and they could make this so much worse than what it is at this point.
For sure. I mean,
and so if y'all are looking for great information, they're putting out like a video a day, and the Warfronts guys are amazing. So that's what I wanted to show you. Yeah. Now, if you want to watch something fun and laugh, and you like coarse humor, you can't beat this guy.
Oh yeah, Fat Electricians.
His latest. Have you watched the latest one on the Ghost?
Which one? That's the
Urban
dude who strapped all the guns to the front of the ship, the plane.
No.
I haven't watched that one yet.
This is the guy who may, in theory, have more medals than Audie Murphy, and has a career or story that is as good, if not better, than the Audie Murphy story. And Audie Murphy is amazing if you know his story, like the stuff he's done. And for some reason, he just didn't get anywhere near as much credit. And he was put up for the Medal of Honor, and he didn't get it for a long time. And in large part due to that National Archives fire that destroyed a bunch of the whole World War II stuff. But what's interesting is, and he tells it in the story, the one box they salvaged from the fire had his citation recommendation in it. So not only did he do all the crazy stuff in the war and survive, but his citation survived. And they called him the Ghost because he has 7 Purple Hearts. He snuck out of the hospital twice.
That sounds familiar.
Once, after he couldn't speak. He got shot in the throat. He couldn't talk. And he felt like he needed to get back to his men so he could write orders on paper and issue the orders that way to make sure things were good. Like, this is, you got to watch the video when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll have to. All right, here, hang on. Let me flip this over here. All right, here is the end of robotics. Listen to it. This is the end of manual labor.
Tell you, kill it with fire.
Well, here's the interesting thing. I was just listening to Tim Pool this evening, and he was talking about how companies are starting to bring back engineers already because they're realizing that the code doesn't work, and they're calling it vibe code. That it's sort of like, it seems like AI has figured out its own way to do code a little bit differently than we do. And so that what happens is that, like, it works, or it does close to what you want to do, but because you don't really know how it was put together, it's really hard to go back in and figure out where.
How do you debug something you didn't write?
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're bringing engineers back and following it up with, like, if we find vibe code in your stuff, you're fired. We're paying you to be a coder and be a coder. Interesting.
Yeah. Now you brought up manual labor, and it's been fascinating because you and I both work in the tech world. We're in front of computers for a living. I have found manual labor as a hobby to be exceptionally therapeutic. And it is scratching an itch I didn't know I had, like the creativity. Like, I mean, I love the Warhammer stuff, but I don't have time to paint all my Warhammer stuff and do all that. Right. And it's expensive, and I don't want to paint my Warhammer and then sell it. Right. That's not really the point, but let me show you. Okay, how can I?
Oh, they're doing it. Look at them go.
Stop. Okay, stop sharing. Present. Okay, so I can only share one at a time.
They're protesting at the Atlanta airport since it was moving too quickly.
Kidding.
Nope. Now that's not a lot of people, to be fair.
No, but the fact that anybody's protesting that the airports are moving on spring break weekend.
Well, no, they're not protesting that the airports are moving. They're protesting that ICE still has money and is going to use their position to
be useful.
Yeah. Sabotage. Yeah, I don't know. It would make sense if that blowing up a thing would definitely be good sabotage for sure.
So, like, this is an example of, like, I made these, and at lunch today, because this is one of my days to get to work from home, we were chatting, and I was like, hey, I gotta go take care of something. I got my blowtorch out, and I burned these, and I put the burn on these, and they came out gorgeous compared to what they were. And that's great. Now I also have to say I do love AI, because like AI made this picture for me, and that's my D&D character, and that's our campaign group, and that all is just cool and stuff. So I don't want to share all my photos here, but
I would.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to show an example of like manual labor is good for you, right? That's the other thing. Like, now, if you're breaking your back 50, 60, 70 hours a week, yeah, it's going to tear your body down. But the flip side of that is sitting on your butt 40, 50, 60 hours a week. It's also bad for you. So let's find some balance there, right? Yeah, but it was just what do we got?
That was crazy about Generation X. I don't even know if you can talk about this anymore, but we did this thing.
I can't hear what she's saying.
It was.
You can't?
No, the audio's not coming through.
It's called critical thinking.
Okay.
And this anymore, but we did this thing. It's so weird. Okay, it was called critical thinking, and it's so crazy. So basically, what you would do, this is like in the old days, you would listen to both sides of a story or a topic or an issue, and then you would make your own, this is crazy, you'd make your own opinion that would then guide you through life.
But then you're not part of groupthink.
Yeah, you got to be in the group thing. That's definitely true. That's something else I was going to show you. I was watching it on YouTube earlier, and let's go into my history here. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Let's see.
Oh, I can't look at my X feed because I might find out what's happening on Raw right now.
Gotta be careful.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I'm not watching Raw live. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
This is wild. I do want to throw a shout out to what we're using, because we're using a new tool, and it's been awesome to let us do it. We're using this thing called StreamYard, and it's just amazing to me how far the technology's come.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, here we go. This is it.
You didn't put it.
No, I know. I was getting it set up so you could see it. I'm getting there.
Okay.
That's this one. This is just this. It's just. So she didn't get her way.
Yeah.
Here's what she's gonna do now.
Go.
I'm just gonna come to a complete stop.
You're not ruining my day.
I'm gonna stick my head
You're
out
not
of the
ruining
window,
my day.
retard, and start screaming. Your
I can't hear you.
and then she's gonna sit there and
Oh, got up to the traffic light.
I would have called 911 by this point.
but this
Like,
is how people
What
act
she's
now.
doing is criminal. I mean, technically, that might fall under the law where you're holding someone hostage, or you're not letting them leave, or illegal imprisonment, or whatever that falls into.
Oh yeah.
She's preventing him from leaving.
Mhm.
That's unlawful restraint, or whatever the version of it is. Like, I definitely would have called the cops, because at that point they've been crazy enough. I'd be afraid that they might come out and come up at me, right?
For sure.
And that would lead to unpleasant consequences for everyone involved.
A
That's bad.
couple unpleasant consequences.
So yeah, I mean, I'd call the cops and be like, somebody has parked in front of me. They chased me down. When I'm trying to leave, they're cutting me off. They're cutting me off, and they're impeding the flow of traffic. I'm afraid they're going to come out and hurt me. They've already tried to hit me with their car. He's got dash cam video of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's
All right, dude.
whoever that person is should be in cuffs at this point.
So you probably we're gonna check this out. All right, we're gonna watch a body cam video. Okay. This is my favorite shit. This is what I watch all the time. Okay. You might have seen the clip online. This is the lady who the cop tried to hand her the ticket and she like threw it out on the ground.
No, I have not seen this. I haven't watched
All right,
body cam in months. So
Okay.
hey, it's the same lady, same car.
Hi there. I'm Corporal Morgan with the Hearst Police Department. Reason why you're getting stopped, you were just driving through a school zone going 40. It's a 25 through there. Do you have your driver's license, proof of insurance with you today?
Okay, so far so good.
Where y'all heading to this afternoon?
Home.
Coming from?
Why?
Just a
It's
question.
none of your business.
I'm sorry.
It's none of your business.
Oh, okay.
Which is fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
It is.
Okay. Do you have your insurance?
Now, her tone is garbage.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to tell you where she's coming from. That is fair.
Yeah, it's completely fair. Now, pause it for a second.
I'll just mute it while it's
Okay, I do have to say, in some ways, putting the insurance information in the phones has broken people's habits of printing it out and having it on them.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the ways technology has kind of misfired on us, because let's say your signal doesn't work, or so I feel for both of them in that situation as far
Well,
as
she's
trying
just
to pull
pulling it up, and I've had to do that before too. Cops are
Yeah,
you're like,
me
hang
too.
on just 1 second. They're usually
Yeah.
pretty cool about it.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make
I
Yeah.
wasn't in a hurry. I didn't even see a school
Oh, there's
zone.
a flashing signal as you were driving through, directly on the side of the roadway.
Pay attention. There we go.
Okay, insurance information.
That's good till March. Let me go check on your license. I'll be right back with you. Y'all just stay in the car for me.
Cool. So far, I mean, she's kind of rude, but so far so good.
All right, yeah. So he does his stuff. Yeah,
2 minutes later,
2 minutes later.
they missed an opportunity for a few minutes later.
I know. This is
Okay, Tanisha.
this is the city putting this out,
This is fair. That's fair.
and at the beginning of this, there is a cop basically saying like, because this went viral, and they're like, "Let's show you what actually happened."
Okay.
Because when you see what happens, it got clipped out of context because he
Which
pulls her out
happens
of
all
the
the
You'll be
time.
receiving a citation today for the speed. I just needed to get a signature from you. This is not an admission of guilt.
I'm not.
It's a
signing
promise.
that.
You're not going to sign it.
No, I'm not.
That's fine. I'll just put refuse.
Okay.
I need to get the VIN number on the car real quick. I'll enter that. I'll print you your copy and send you on your way.
Okay. So,
And the cops being super reasonable as much as they can.
and you know, she could refuse to sign too in some states, like that.
Where's your registration sticker on the car?
I just bought this car, so I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
Any more questions?
I'm just asking.
Okay.
All right, it's a fair
Do
question.
you have your bill of sale with the car then?
No, I don't.
Okay, you should probably carry that with you. if you're not going to display your registration sticker.
Advice.
I wasn't told that, so you might need to get updated on.
I mean, the better answer is thank you for letting me know that, officer. I'll do that.
Why is it glitching up on me? That's weird.
All right, give me just a second.
Okay, so he's going to go print it out. Again, like her tone is kind of rude, but so far, maybe she's just had a bad day.
1 minute later. Oh, he's got her ticket.
Yeah.
All right, here's your copy of the citation. As far as the bills, you don't want to take it? Well, it's going to take it because it's your citation. That's your citation. That's littering. Step out of the car.
So he tosses it to her, and then she throws it out of the car, and he's like, I'm
citation. That's littering. Step out of the car.
Don't
yes,
do
ma'am.
that.
Yes, ma'am. Step out.
I'm not stepping
Step out.
No, legal orders.
Yes.
Step out.
I'm not
Step out.
Step
out.
Don't touch
Step
me.
out.
Don't touch me.
Step it out.
I'm not stepping
Step
out
out.
of shit. Call
Step
your
out.
motherfucking supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Okay. So first off, I don't know if you can hear it, but the son in the back is saying, Mom, get out of the car.
No, I can't hear that over her cussing out the officer.
I'll go back just a sec. Just try and listen a little bit. You can hear him.
That's littering. Step out of the car.
Don't
yes,
do
ma'am.
that.
Yes, ma'am. Step out.
I'm not stepping
Step
out.
out.
I'm not
6963.
Yes.
Step out.
I'm not
Step out. Step out.
Yes, just
I hear
chill
it.
out, and then he's like, get out of the car.
Step it out.
I'm not stepping
Step
out
out.
of shit. Call
Step
your
out.
motherfucking supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
You're not the supervisor.
Yes, I am.
Call your
I am the
supervisor.
corporal.
A
Step out.
supervisor. I'm not
Step
stepping
out.
and
So I'm gonna pause it here for a second. I want a supervisor is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's let me speak to your manager. It's where the
Yeah.
whole Karen thing came from. You don't ask to speak to a manager or a supervisor unless something massively egregious has gone wrong.
Right.
You work with the individual server or officer or whatever unless something drastic has gone wrong. And what has happened is people have gotten used to, well, if I just ask for supervisor, I'm going to get whatever I want. We need to get
Right.
back to, you got to pay the bill. That's your food.
We went from this idea that the idea of the customer's always right was it wasn't like Macy's who did that.
It was a marketing
It was a
thing.
marketing thing. And what that was, honestly, though, was for a more civilized time when it wasn't
a more enlightened time. Where's your lightsaber? For a more
Exactly.
civilized age. Yeah.
But it's just sort of like it doesn't quite work that way anymore. People don't
Well,
act that way.
they also think a supervisor, especially when we're dealing with cops, can stop the law from happening and the process from happening. And that's not what that is for at all.
Absolutely. So all right, let's jump back in.
Nothing. Get
Step
your
out.
fucking hand off me.
Step
Get your
out.
hand off me. Get your hand off me. I will step
Step
out when
out.
the supervisor.
I
I'm
am
not
the
stepping out of
supervisor.
nothing.
Ma'am.
Get your hand off me.
Tanisha,
Get your hand
I'm not
off
letting
me.
go.
Let you.
And see, this is the
refusing a legitimate lawful order.
but what this also is, and I watch way more body cam videos than you do.
Yeah.
What happens when something happens with a female typically is their first response is reestablish my authority in this situation. And
Yeah,
so what
power and
she's
control.
doing, I'll do what you say once you've done what I tell you to do.
Yeah,
I'll
give
get
me
out
what
of
I
the car
want.
once you let me go. I'll walk once you go first.
The process is I'll comply when you give me some control back. Like we used to struggle with this with my oldest son, who's high functioning autistic, when he would get into his autistic meltdown modes. And it's I will comply when you do what I. It's like, no, that's not how this is going to work. Like it's the same mindset.
Yeah,
like of I have to assert control because I'm out of control and I'm panicking and And that panic, it's a fight or flight problem, I think.
Mhm.
And I think it's because we're too civilized.
Things are too easy.
Yeah, it's what I mean. Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's no danger, there's no threat, there's no like fear of the wilderness. I mean, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic when I say this, but
No, you're
it's too easy to like call the manager, complain about a server whether they did anything or not, and get my food for free or whatever. I mean,
right.
it spirals into this.
There's also this, I know that the feminist talking point is women are always supposed to be afraid for their lives constantly all the time because men are evil and are going to attack them. But statistically, they're safer than they've ever been ever because, there's not wolves outside anymore. Like for the most part, we've removed a lot of that thing. And so as things have gotten easy or easier,
While there are officers who do injure non-officers, statistically, this person is more likely to be harmed by a very different demographic.
Well, and I don't even mean, I'm not even going there. I'm saying like what we're looking at is what's the supernormal stimuli. I've talked about that.
Yeah.
The idea.
Why don't you explain that, because some people may have never heard of it.
There's a book called Supernormal Stimuli. McCusker mentioned it on Rogan one time, which is where I first heard about it, and then I read the book, or most of it at least. And basically the idea was there was the best example I can think of was there was like a beetle or a bird or something in Australia that some bottle that they had there was the right color and the right shape and the right this, and it just set off all of the mating signals, and they were mating with the bottle instead of mating with females. And so they had to ban the bottle and get it off. And so the comparison to that is that the food that we eat now, something like a Cheeto, because, and I'm just going to do it this, Salt, Sugar, Fat by not Michael Pollan, it's somebody else. Salt, Sugar, Fat is the name of the book. They go into the idea of bliss point in food. So food industries figured out that like there's a bliss point for sugar, there's a bliss point for fat, and there's a bliss point for salt. And once you cross the bliss point, it actually becomes gross. Like you put too much sugar in something and you're like, wow, it's too much sugar.
Yeah, it doesn't taste right.
So they've gone in and they've tweaked all of these foods to get as close to the bliss point without going over as they can, to make them, again, super normal stimuli. So you eat a chip and it fires off all these things, and then you eat an apple and you're like, it's kind of just, because it's.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
Where I was going with that is this is sort of they think they're in a dangerous situation that they're not, and they're acting as if this dude's actually going to pull her out of the car and shoot her in the head, kind of thing.
So that ties into kind of where my thought process was. We're seeing this is a direct result of
propaganda.
No. Yes and no. Of no physical conflict allowed as we grow up.
Yeah.
Right? I'm old enough. The only question that was asked when the fight ended on the playground is who threw the first punch and why. Right? Because somebody walks up, who threw the first punch? I did. Why? He called my mama a hoe. Okay, you deserve to get punched in the face for calling his mama a hoe. Okay, right?
Yeah.
We're dealing with generations now, not one, but multiple generations of people who've never had to face real potential physical conflict. Because that's a whole mindset that you have to build yourself around to know, like, how am I going to walk right?
And it's not just physical contact; it's
or conflict. Like, just it's
no, I know, but I mean, it's more that because so I'm sure we've talked about this before, but like I got into a fight in the 4th grade. I want to say some kid walked up who I thought was my friend, punched me in the back of the head. I turned around. We got into a scuffle. We both got in trouble.
Yeah.
And I, as a 4th, 5th grader, somewhere around there, I can't quite remember. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I'm going, hang on a second. He gets to walk up and punch me in the back of the head, and the only response that I'm allowed to have is let him punch me again.
Yeah, because you were 5 years behind me, and that had caught it. That had caught in by that point. Yeah.
I was also at a private school, which can tend to escalate those things.
My brother,
faster.
who's 4 years behind me in school, got caught up in that. And then I hear stories from my father, who's a generation ahead of me, when a fight started. If it didn't stop, like if the beef didn't stop, they literally took the two people and put them in the ring, in a boxing ring with pads, and said, "You're going 5 rounds unless we stop it." But it's done. So we've gone from that. And we're too civilized. People don't know how to deal with conflict. They panic. That's what's happening.
And we've also bred a new monster in the school, which is the kids who know just how far to push the limits on things, and
it leads to tragedy sometimes.
Use verbal attacks until you get someone to physically come at you.
There is a situation that happened last year in the school district up here where, and I'm not saying any of this is actually what happened because I don't have all the details. I'm just sharing the information that has made itself aware in the media. A girl was bullied extensively.
Mercilessly, yeah.
And the father claims to have gone to the police, gone to the school, over and over and over again, to where this girl felt her only choice was to stab the bully to death. Yeah. Right? And the trial's coming up. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I actually know what all's going on. I'm not claiming to have any of the real facts.
But it also wouldn't surprise me if that was the case.
But the situation was allowed to fester because of the way the school systems deal with all this stuff now.
Well, and I was just one
last thing on that. And I had a good friend of mine who works for a school system tell me that to deal with a bully, they basically have to prove the bully committed murder before they can get any action taken on a bully.
And so I'm going to give you a story. I cannot use any names.
Yeah.
Because of what happened. There was a woman who pulled into the elementary school child pickup in Hutto. This is in Hutto.
Okay.
And she pulled up past the first person, was like, "Hey, where's your number?" And she just ignored her.
Yeah.
Drove past, went up to the next person, and they leaned in and were like, What's the number? What can I do for you? She was immediately hostile. Bring me my kid. And she's like, "Well, what grade is your kid in? I don't know you. What grade is your kid in?" 4th grade. "Oh, you're on the wrong side. You need to swing around and go around to the other side, and that's where the 4th graders are."
Mm-hmm.
"I'm not moving. Bring me my child." So at that point, that teacher's like, "Get admin. I'm out of here." She gets out of the car at some point and starts yelling at the teachers. She tells one of the teachers, who I've met before, very pretty lady, quite beautiful. She was like, "Why don't you go get some more Botox?" And I was like, now she
personal attack. Okay, cool.
Whole big stink about stuff. Principal brought the kid. She leaves. She tries to come back the next day to apologize to all the teachers for her behavior. You know why? She's running for city office in Hutto. I asked if I could give names and was told don't give names on this, so I can't dive into who specifically.
I hope somebody got that on film so that we or somebody can post it on
I
X.
don't think they did, but it's like
that needs to be made public.
I agree.
So what needs to happen is whenever Hutto has its little debate, or whatever the equivalent there is
But you
of,
should ask the question.
somebody needs to walk up and go, I want you to explain your actions when you did this,
Yeah.
and this.
Yeah,
Were
can
you
you explain
drunk?
your actions when you
Were you
verbally
drunk?
assaulted
Were you
teachers?
high?
Yeah.
Were you having a bad mental health day?
She was apparently they had
Right.
just gotten out of like a, I don't know, maybe like an ARD meeting or something like that. About
Yeah.
there was an issue with the kid at school. I don't know if it was.
I mean,
Could've
don't
been
get me
anything.
wrong. Everybody can have a bad day. We're all one really bad day from some kind of
Yelling
like
at somebody's
breakdown
face.
like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so I do want to give them a chance to explain themselves, because if they can make the argument successfully that that was a one-off due to a highly stressful situation or series of situations, cool. I can understand that as a human.
Yeah.
Back to that whole Christian thing. I can forgive that.
Yeah.
But if there's a recognizable pattern of behavior,
Right.
you don't need to be making laws. I mean,
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
back to the lady.
Yeah.
Poor lady.
You littered. You
I
dropped
am
the
not-
ticket, not
I
me.
put the ticket in
Poor lady.
No,
I'm just
you
being
dropped the
facetious.
because
ticket,
that's your
not
copy.
me. You dropped the ticket, not me. Get your hands off me.
And
Take
so
the ticket.
and now she's lying.
Yes.
You dropped the ticket, not me.
No,
Yes, he did.
No.
He did
She's
drop
not
it.
lying. In her mind.
Yeah.
Because without going into any details, I have had personal experience with people who interpret things in a different way than what actually happened.
Dude, I just had this happen earlier. I was talking to the wife and I made some comment and she came back with like, "Are you saying this?" And I was like, "Is that what you heard?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that is not even close to what I said. What are you talking about? All right.
Yeah, no, but she's
Take it and go.
considering him the litterer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the ticket. You're touching
Now
me
get it. Now
forcibly.
pick it up
You're
for me.
holding me
Because
too tight, and you're being out of line.
you are
Y'all
resisting.
see
Just
this,
get the
right?
ticket. Sir, I'm sorry.
Stop.
Can she just get the ticket?
No, you stop.
Stop.
Why are you holding
poor
my arm
kid.
like
Because
this?
I gave you the
Why?
ticket,
No, you
then
did
you
not.
proceeded
You
to throw
dropped
it.
the
No, I
ticket.
couldn't
I
not
put it in
me.
your
Poor
car,
I told you I did
and you
not want
proceeded
it.
to throw it out of the
dropped
car.
You dropped it. You're doing too much. I'm not afraid of you. Get
That's
your hand
fine,
off of
but
me.
I've asked you
You're
to step
holding
out of
me
the car.
forcibly for no reason.
Because you need to step
Get
out
your
of the
fucking
car.
hands off
Step
me.
out of the car.
No, what am I stepping out of the
Is
car
there
for?
anything
You're gonna
I can
go
do
to
get you
jail.
comply?
Look, Mom, he just said
Take
take the
the
Did you
ticket.
hear
ticket.
that? Is there anything I can do to get you to comply?
This cop is
You
being
threw the car out
so
of the car.
No, I
polite.
did not. You
He's
did
waiting
that.
for
You
backup.
threw the ticket at me.
I gave it to you so you
threw
could
the
They're
leave,
about
ticket
to
at
and then
show
you
up.
grabbed it
Okay,
and threw it out.
give me the
It's
ticket.
on
He's
your
probably
phone
also
video.
Give me the
concerned
ticket.
because
No, we're
there's more than
we're
one
past
person in
that.
the car.
You're under
Even though the kid's being chill,
Yeah.
he has no idea what's in that vehicle.
Well, and that's what I mean. He's waiting
Yeah.
for backup because the
Which is
moment
smart.
he starts tussling with her, that other guy can open up the glove box, pull out a pistol, and
Yeah. Or
you know,
jump him or
anything.
whatever. Like, I mean,
Whatever. Yeah. So he's reasonably, I understand, because he called in or already for backup. So
Yeah.
they're
Under arrest. Step out of the car, littering.
Okay.
littering.
Step out of the car.
No, I'm not.
You are under
No,
arrest.
when the
He's
Yes,
told her
ma'am.
she's under
when
arrest.
your colonel gets
No,
here,
we are
then I
beyond
will
that.
Step out.
Step
I'm not
out.
getting out of the car. I'm with
Step
my,
out.
I'm with my child, and I'm not
I
doing
understand
that.
you're with
Call
your
father
child.
right now.
Step out of the car.
I'm not.
Step out
I'm
of
not.
the
I'll
car.
step out when another officer gets here. I'm not
Step
stepping
out.
I don't trust you.
Now,
You're
again,
holding
now
me too strong.
Be-
I'm
and
not
I
going to ask for a supervisor. Now it's just 'cause
Any other officer.
he's convinced her that I think at this point she's realized that supervisor isn't going to work because it's him,
Yeah.
you know, and so she's like, somebody else to be here to help me.
Not you.
I don't
You
trust
don't
you to
have to
not
hold
leave.
me like I'm not going anywhere. Where am I going to go?
I will stop holding
I'm
you
not
if
gonna
you
go
step out of the
anywhere.
car.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
You need to
Call
step
your
out of the
colonel and
car.
I will get out of the car.
This is
You're
resisting
How's he
holding
gonna
me
put
under
handcuffs on you
arrest.
if you don't
I'm
step
Because
not
you're
out of
not
the car?
answering
under
my
arrest
order.
for? What am I
Littering.
under arrest for? I didn't litter. You
You
did
threw the
that.
ticket
No,
out the
I did not.
window.
You did that. You did that.
Again, just I didn't litter. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's on video.
We watched it twice. It played it again a second time where you littered.
Yes.
All on camera.
You're
So
correct.
when your colonel gets here,
It is on
then I will
camera.
step out. I have my child with me.
I am
I'm
the
not getting
corporal.
out of. You have.
This
you
is
have
why
a
there's now a
supervisor.
I am
movement
the
to get rid of body cams.
Right. Because it makes
Because
people
it's
look
showing
bad.
how bad people behave.
Mm-hmm.
Supervisor on duty.
supervisor gets here,
He
then
is
I
not.
will
I
step
am
out
the
of
highest
car.
ranking
Call
supervisor.
someone else
I don't
to
have
come
anyone
here.
else.
There is someone else.
Not right now.
There is someone
You
else.
need to
Let me
step
call
out of the
Because
car.
911.
she knows there's someone else. I know there is. Because
But you and I both know that we've both had that conversation of there's not
Stop.
anybody
Yes.
else that you're going to be able to talk to.
Get out. Wait, stop. Mom, chill out. Get out. Wait.
Mom, chill out. Mom, chill out. That kid is so smart.
Get out.
That kid is so smart.
Wait, stop. Get out.
The kid is so much more of an adult right now.
I know.
Stop.
And now we get to see the other guys. They're just gonna yoink her out of there.
Yeah.
Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over.
How am I going to roll over on you?
Roll over. Lower to the left. Pull your hand up.
And that's, I mean, it just she gets.
And it just kind of goes from there.
But yeah, they pull her out, and
She's going to jail because she's stubborn.
yeah. And honestly, that's so many of these, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like now I
went
watched
through
one.
like 6 months where that's all I watched was body cam footage. And
There's
I realized,
there's two different situations. There's this one where somebody is essentially talking themselves into trouble. Like, you were in trouble, you were getting tickets, it was probably gonna be a couple $100, you have to go to court and deal with it, whatever. Now you're going to jail for littering and I'm assuming obstruction. You know, because
I only ever had one situation where I got close to being arrested for something like this. And it was when I was at Texas Lutheran. And for those who don't know, Texas Lutheran has is a little tiny college in Seguin. It has its own police department of like, back then it was like 5 or 6 people. And they worked with the local PD. And I was with somebody on the way back, and I got pulled over by the city cops. Cool. Fine. I had a headlight, or I had a taillight out or whatever.
yeah.
And they walked up and they started flashing their maglite flashlights into like on and off into the passenger seat in the face of the passenger. The passenger that was with me had a severe reaction to flashing lights and went into epileptic seizures.
Oh,
right.
that's good.
And so I asked the cop to stop. Now, I made a huge mistake. I stepped out of the car and I said, you're gonna drive him into seizures. Stop what you're doing. Stop flashing the light in their face.
Yeah.
And he was like, you need to back off. And I kind of put my hands up. And about that time, one of the TLU cops rolled up because he called for backup. And he was like, what's going on? And I was like, so-and-so's in the car. He keeps flashing the light at their face. And about that time, they went into a Grand Mall. And he's like, what are you doing? What did he ask? He told me to stop flashing my light in their face, or in their face. And I was like, and I ended up apologizing to the cop. I was like, look, I was trying to keep this medical thing from happening that you just caused.
Right.
Right. But I shouldn't have gotten out of the car. That was the mistake I made. Right. I should have, because if I had waited in the car, then the TLU cop would have showed up and probably bounced the other cop's head off the hood of my car for causing the seizure reaction.
Right.
Right. But I was 19 and dumb. So yeah, we can all get there. That's the thing. We can all get there and do something stupid.
The negotiation didn't have a path to citizenship. It was entirely on their terms in order to get Ukraine funding, right?
Well, I mean, Chris, that's been a failed play for 20 years. So you are right that has been the Democratic strategy for 30 years, maybe. And it has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
The people we care about most.
The undocumented.
The undocumented.
So here's the thing. Those of you not old enough to remember this, Reagan gave everybody a free pass.
Oh, I remember.
And said, but a lot of people are too young. A lot of people.
I mean, I'm not old enough to have been there, but I remember.
But Reagan gave everybody a free pass and said, no more, without doing it the right way. And those who get a free pass can do it the right way now. I have no sympathy for liberals who still support the people in Congress, because in my lifetime, the Democrats have had the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the Supreme Court all at the same time, more than once, and haven't fixed this shit.
Yeah. All right. I told you about this yesterday. Let me show you this really quick. Okay. This just happened on Sunday. No,
Okay,
not Sunday. I
love
think
this
it
guy.
was.
He's hilarious.
I love Kennedy.
Mr. President, as if.
Okay. So what he's trying to do is pass a resolution, not a bill, not a law, a resolution that will put a hold on only senators, because it's just a resolution within the senators, that it will put a hold on their paychecks when the government is shut down in any way. So just like the TSA folks,
and he's asking for unanimous consent, basically, like, everybody agree, we're good, go. Like, that's all it takes.
We're 10 minutes into this. He talked. Another guy asked him some questions. They kind of had it back and forth just to sort of more clarify the bill and what was going on. Okay.
In legislative session, and notwithstanding Rule 22, I ask unanimous consent the Senate proceed to the consideration of calendar number 296, SRES 526, which Senator Moreno and I have just talked about. And further, that the resolution be agreed to and the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there an objection? The objection is heard.
Okay, so what just happened?
I heard somebody go,
this is the first time I've listened to it that I actually heard him say, I object.
Okay.
So what happened is one of the senators from Alaska, a guy, I think his name is like Hawaii. I'm sorry. It's like Kuntz, or I don't know if
doesn't matter.
One of the just basically goes, I object, and then left.
Pussy.
Yeah. So he just ran off. And so I love how so here's the thing. You find out, I'm not going to play you the whole thing because it goes on and on. I find out later that Kennedy knew this guy was going to object.
Okay.
He had told him ahead of time, hey, I don't agree with this. I'm going to object. And so he knew it was coming. But I think he actually expected like
him to get up and be like, I object. Like go walk up
or
to
have
a
conversation about it.
Yeah.
Like, here's why I object.
Yeah.
With respect, I want to give my colleague, Senator Schatz, more time. As he objected and left the chamber, is he coming back?
Is he coming back?
I love how he plays. He's so smart, but he can play this sort of like, well,
he's just playing
like,
dumb.
He's almost like Matlock in that
way.
Where like when he needs to, he can just be this sort of infirm old man who's like, what's going on? Like, it's so
like,
good.
Does he want to? He just left the room. Does he want to come back and maybe explain himself?
Well, wait, just one second. I mean, is he?
Quick question.
Is he ill? What should I do, Mr. President? Should I give him more time, or?
Mr. President, point of order. Is it appropriate for someone not to be recognized to just say I object and run out? The senator's not been recognized. The senator had the floor, the senator from Louisiana, who's made a proposal, and then I heard some noise in the background, and that was it. But I never heard a senator being recognized, so it sounds to me.
Now, the president did ask, are there any objections?
And
I
they
mean,
do come to that point later where
Yeah.
the parliamentarian is like, look, because it was open for objection, anybody
gotta
at
do is
any
be like,
point,
"Hey, I object."
any
Yeah.
point without recognition, as long as they're a senator, they can.
Yeah,
So they,
'cause he's calling for a, hey, is everybody good? Kind of vote.
well,
and
and
so
so
I get that's all you need to do is be like, no, not me.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
that no one has been recognized to object.
What, could we get a ruling, Mr. President? I don't want to be unfair to anybody.
So the thing, and I won't play any more of it. I just want you to see that part. But the other thing that happens after this is he's like, there's essentially a process to do a motion to reconsider, and then they call the vote again. And so Kennedy, being the dude that he is like, look, I don't want to blindside him.
Yeah,
can
'cause he
I
left.
can I make a motion to reconsider once he knows I want to make a motion to reconsider, so that it's not like immediate? I don't.
Yeah,
want
because they have a
blindside him.
quorum. They can
Right.
vote with 99 senators and make it go through. Like, you don't have to have all 100 of them there to have.
Well,
a quorum.
and this isn't even a vote thing because it's not a
yeah, but
bill.
you still have
it's
to have a quorum to put
right,
a resolution for it and all. It's that
And
whole
so-
Robert's Rules of Orders.
right.
BS
And
stuff.
so like I can see something on there, but it's
Yeah,
not.
I
really
see little
there.
white fuzzies on there. So
It's actually just a reflection, I think, because it
Interesting.
goes away. But he comes to it later and goes, "Can I make this motion?" And they're like, "Yeah, that motion doesn't exist." He's like, "Yeah, I just made it up." And they're like, "Well, you can't do that. It's not in the rules." What do you mean? Like, is it say
Again,
there
this
that
is
I
where-
can't do that? Like,
this is where, like, I haven't read them in decades,
I
but
know.
there's a Robert's Rules of Order where a lot of
and
this
they don't
stuff
even
goes
follow
by.
that. They have their
No,
own
they
set
have their
of
own set,
parliamentary
but
rules.
But there are rules for having discussions that people follow, and they get
Right.
real convoluted and crazy and all over the place.
But it was one of those. I just thought it was ridiculous. Well, the thing that I thought was ridiculous was, hey, we want to make you guys have to, if you're not willing to pass the funding for these groups, then you shouldn't if they're not going to get paid and they're going to keep doing your job, then you shouldn't get paid either. He actually opens, he said, if I was, essentially dictator for a day, the two rules I would put in place is you don't get paid when the government shut down, and you can't leave Washington until it's open again. And he goes, and I can't do one of those, but I can do the other one.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the pay thing.
Yeah.
And it's just the I'm going to yell no and run away that's
like it's a drive-by objection is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. What is this?
We got one more to look at.
I don't know. I just got sent something. I want to see what it is real quick. Okay, yeah, this is just ridiculous and crazy,
Okay.
and this is a perfect way.
It'll be a
end
great
this
thing to end on.
Yeah. Somebody just sent me this, and they were like, "You need to see this before you go to clear." Why won't this clear? I'm triple clicking in like Google, and it won't highlight everything. It's being weird. All right, let's back here. Hit this. Oh yeah,
There's skill in that. There's skill in that.
there is. That dude's got to be like a Ren Fair whip guy.
Oh yeah.
Halo? Salud? Sieł? Hajduk? Citero? Iubirana? Mește?
Oh, he's doing the whole thing.
That was great. That was perfect. All right, that's a great way to end it.
All right.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
Peace.